Andy here, back on the quest to submit my cards for grading. So I want to take a full inventory of everything I've got. And so in today's video, I've got one more juicy mail day for you guys because I know I've got some SP on SP cards in these packages over here. Real quick, before we dig into these packages, I was looking at something very interesting this morning that I feel is a great correlation to, when looking at teams to target to stack investing players. And I was looking at Coach of the Year odds. And if you look at this who's who list of guys that are most likely to win Coach of the Year, these are all great teams to invest and stack investments of players on their team. The first one is Brandon Staley, the coach of the Los Angeles Chargers, Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, those guys. Mike Williams, I'd handcuff him with Keenan Allen. Then Brian Flores, coach of the Miami Dolphins, with Tua Tagovailoa and Will Fuller and Jalen Waddle and Preston Williams and Devontae Parker and Myles Gaskin. And then Kevin Stefanski, coach of the Browns, Baker Mayfield, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry, just to name a few. I mean, you could look at even the tight end there, David Njoku or Austin Hooper. So love stacking guys on that offense. And Kyle Shanahan, the 49ers, looking at stacking Trey Lance, the 2021 rookie quarterback. I think you'll see the field this year at some point, although I do think they're going to roll out Jimmy G at the beginning of the season. But I love Brandon Ayuk. Deebo Samuel should make a nice comeback this year. Got to have a lot of love with George Kittle and the running backs with Raheem Mostert, nicknamed Mustard in fantasy, and Trey Sermon, the rookie. So excited about his potential this year. And so Sean McDermott, coach of the Buffalo Bills, no surprise there. They're going to be back in the playoffs. Sean McVay, coach of the Los Angeles Rams, no surprise there. They're going to be back, should be back in the playoffs. Arthur Smith was an assistant coach in Tennessee last year. He's now head coach of the Atlanta Falcons this year, and that's big because they drafted Kyle Pitts. Nightmare matchup tight end. They've got Calvin Ridley as their alpha wide receiver. You could look at stacking him with Russell Gage. Of course, Matt Ryan with just a few more wins. I mean, the guy is a stat monster. So we know we're going to see a high-powered offense from Atlanta this year. Frank Reach in Indianapolis. They picked up Carson Wentz. You got to think that there's going to be a breakout season ahead for Michael Pittman Jr. and Paris Campbell. Jonathan Taylor, the stud running back there. Marlon Mack, a bounce back after the injury from last year. And then Ron Rivera and Washington football team. Love this team. Their upside this year with adding Ryan Fitzpatrick. And they've got Antonio Gibson in the backfield. Incredible talent there. They've got Terry McLaurin on the outside. On one side, they've got Curtis Samuel on the other. They drafted De'Ami Bird. More speed, and then you got Logan Thomas at tight end with Ryan Fitzpatrick, and then Taylor Heineke behind him with the incredible athleticism. So I love the upside there for Washington football team, and I just thought this was a very interesting way to look at. It has the potential to go out and win Coach of the Year, which could really surprise the entire league and drive a huge increase in productivity and efficiency from their players, which would in turn drive that demand for rookie cards. So without further ado, let's dig into these packages. Yeah, by the way, guys, I mean, activity is picking up. Now the training camp has started. I'm starting to see more and more sales. I just made a nice little sale on a little lot of Terry McLaurin base rookie cards. So don't ever think that just because I show a bunch of SP on SP in my mail days that some base cards of elite players are not viable. Especially the more you go back in years, the more scarce those base cards become and the better targets that they become. So, you know, a primary reason why I love to invest in SP on SP for 2020 is because of, and here's a perfect example, is because of the increased print run in base cards. You know, the print run on base cards got higher and higher, you know, starting in about 2016 up to 2020. And check this out. This is one of my favorite cards because of the scarcity. This is SP on SP all day. I love the upside of Jalen Reagor in Philadelphia this year. His ADP is 126.4. That's around the 10th round, guys. So this is a guy going in the 10th round of fantasy drafts, and that's why I was able to get his rookie card probably for very cheap, especially this one that's got a nice scarcity. It's got a beautiful eye appeal collectability with the silver, got the certified position rank at wide receiver 60, but based on his speed and his athletic upside and his draft capital, he should definitely see a big boost. And so I don't know how many more of those deals are left out. If if any at all, but it's definitely something you want to look at the 2020 class. That card right there, I love it. Let's see what Isaiah. Oh, there's the guy. Look at that. Included a nice little club level silver. Interesting die cut field level. DeAndre Hopkins is pretty cool. But this is what I was after. Man, look at this, guys. Broke Randy Moss's rookie record. Ascending offense. Justin Jefferson's ADP is not as high as I would expect it. And that's because, you know, you could technically handcuff him with Adam Thielen, right? Adam Thielen's still there, but Kirk Cousins had an extremely efficient season last year with a fairly low protection rate. So Kirk Cousins was only getting a number 35 protection rate, 78% protection rate. Not good, but he was number 8 in the league for passing yards and number 6 in the league with passing touchdowns. And his clean pocket completion percentage. So when he was getting protection, he was number 2 in the league at his completion percentage, 81.7%. Justin Jefferson's only going to get better. Second year. Let's go. He is a stud. Great hands, route running speed. He's a complete package. Broke Randy Moss's rookie record. Don't really need to say a whole lot more about that guy other than the fact that Justin Jefferson's ADP at 23.9 in the back end of the second round, he could be the number 1 wide receiver in the NFL this year. That's just the upside that he has. And so I would be smart not to ignore that, especially if you could pick up his select certified SP on SP silver for $20 or under. Let's see what we got in here. Loving this mail day already, y'all. Let's see what else we got. Oh, boom, man. Dude, this is a select certified silver SP on SP hammer day. I love it. I love these cards, man. Love these cards. Love the scarcity around them. Shout out to Sean M. He was just saying, hey, dude, take a look at the rookie selections from 2020 Select. He believes that they're hobby only and their scarcity is there. And they have a rookie selection silver. And it's along the same lines as this Select Certified. It's an insert, but it sells. I remember looking at the rookie selections sales history, doing my research on the SP print run ranks from 2020, and that rookie selections did just fine. And in fact, I thought it did really well, and it was very intriguing. I would put that kind of right next to the Select Certified. The reason why I put the Select Certified as number 1 because of the nostalgia factor from the certified set in the 90s, and from the fact that these are scarce and they're short print run, and you get these in the silver variation. I love how the player pops, rookie card shield pops, the Select logo pops, the player pops, and really cool. I love how the name is on the side like that. I think this is a wonderful set to collect and invest right there. Let's see what we got in here. Where are we going? eBay standard envelope. We got a base field level DeAndre Swift, probably snagged for a, under $5. And I definitely think he's got big upside in Detroit. The quarterback situation with Goff being immobile. He's going to be sharing a little bit of time with Jamal Williams, but Jamal Williams is a few years older. And DeAndre Swift has got a great athletic profile from Georgia. All-purpose skill set. He's going to be heavily involved in all forms and fashions of plays in Detroit. And they improved their offensive line considerably and their defense considerably in the draft and since last year. So I think you could see DeAndre Swift finish the year as a top 10, potentially a top 5 running back in the NFL, because that's the type of football they want to play in Detroit. And check this out, a Darrell Henderson Select Concourse Silver. Yeah, I would snag these as soon as the news dropped about Cam Akers missing the year. I went on to eBay and just like, dude, little downside now. I do think he's going to split time in the backfield with somebody this year. But as of right now, he's definitely got RB1 upside in Los Angeles, and he's got tons of hype going into 2021 now because Cam Akers is out. So I just got this because of how cheap it was. I mean, so cheap. Like, I think I got that for $5 or under. And with it being an SP on SP because it's silver, I was like, no brainer. I'll just go ahead and grab that the morning of the Cam Akers news immediately. Look at that. I got a Mike Vrabel field level. I've been seeing that card on eBay floating around. I think it's cool. I think some coaches cards could definitely have collectability and investment factor. Got an AJ Brown concourse. Thanks for a couple bonus cards there to you, sir. Appreciate that. Check it out. This was the card that was purchased. Another field level silver. Zach Moss, RB1 upside in Buffalo, part of that top 3 power ranked team in the NFL with a potential coach of the year candidate. And so this guy is coined to, a little bowling ball. And this card was very cheap. I think it's had a ton of upside. So always looking to target that value, not necessarily just elite players. If they're already priced too high, then you're limiting your upside in terms of making a profit on rookie cards. So I'm looking at players that have upside in fantasy and production that have very underpriced rookie cards, very cheap. Like this Select Premier, now silver Darrell Henderson. I probably got this for at that same price point, $5 or less for a card as scarce as Select Premier Silver from 2019. And you can see a little prism text right there above the premier level. And so another SP on SP and just limiting my downside. Hard for this to go down when you pay, $5 to $10 for a card that there's very little supply of. Once the supply disappears, the hype is there for the player. So people have to pay your price if they want to collect or invest in that player. Ooh, snag me a Henry Ruggs. Yeah, you guys haven't seen me pull a lot of Henry Ruggs, and that's just because, man, I mean, so far he's kind of been a bust. But you could say he was misused last year. He missed some games due to COVID, what have you. Little lingering minor issues here and there. But his ADP right now, I think that based on his speed and athletic ability, he's got nowhere to go but up. He's due for some definite progression this year as a second-year candidate. It's just a question of whether or not they're going to target him enough to make him relevant. I mean, Darren Waller's the target leader in Vegas, and Henry Ruggs is not, I don't think, was really used properly in the offense last year. And I know that maybe John Gruden, combination of John Gruden and Derek Carr, but we know Derek Carr's favorite target is Darren Waller. So I think either Henry Ruggs or Bryan Edwards is going to break out this year. Not entirely sure, but Henry Ruggs is extremely athletic, can make big splash plays with his speed and agility. So getting this card for I think around $5, just such little downside. Again, guys, such little downside for a player that has potential upside. Is in Vegas. Vegas has got a much bigger fan base now, a lot more eyeballs on the team. Man, just snagged another. This one has a really kind of bad off-centering left to right, but I'll probably look at just flipping this one raw, try and double my money. It's not that hard when you only pay $5-10 for a card. And big market in Los Angeles, like we talked about, the Cam Akers injury that bumps him up into that RB1 slot for the time being. And we'll see what comes out of the training camp, but it could be the fact that they're going to split time with him and Xavier Jones and Jake Funk, who's some young rookies that they've drafted there in the backfield. They've got a pretty deep backfield, but those are going to be the next two talented guys behind Darrell Henderson. Oh, check it out. Shout out. Please remember to leave feedback in eBay. Will do. Check out JLo Cards and Such store. See if he's got the... Yep. I paid $10 for this Select Certified T. Higgins Silver. Love it. Love it. Boom, man. Loving this Select Certified Silver mail day. What a sick mail day. $10 for that card. Huge upside in the Bengals offense for a team that we know is going to have last year. I mean, T. Higgins is poised for a big role. That's the headline for T. Higgins right now. Last year, he had 108 targets, 67 receptions, 908 yards, and that's with Joe Burrow getting hurt halfway through the season. So they were on for an absolute astonishing pace for production, and I can't wait to see Joe Burrow back on the field this year. with Jamar Chase, with T. Higgins, with Tyler Boyd. So very excited about that. Let's see what we got. I think we got time for a couple more. See, some of these select certifieds and select field level silvers, I definitely, absolutely want to send in. Oh, I think this was the Jacob Eason auction that I won. You know, never want to, you know, sleep on or ignore. Ooh, and Darrington Evans looks like a couple cards in here. I appreciate that, man. Some of these sellers sending me some bonus cards. So that's not a bad card to have right there. Darrington Evans is an excellent handcuff play to Derrick Henry. Darrington Evans has got an incredible athletic profile in Tennessee. Just saying. Well, he's a handcuff play for sure. You know, with Derrick Henry, and his cards can be found so cheap right now. But Jacob Eason is a handcuff play to Carson Wentz, because if Carson goes down, and we know that he's had injury in the past and missed considerable amount of time in Philadelphia, Carson Wentz goes down, this guy's going to get the starting opportunity. And right now, he's just extremely cheap, extremely low ADP, no real relevance. But for people that want to try and hedge their bets and you know, you're investing in Carson Wentz, I would definitely throw some flyers, handcuff him up with Jacob Eason. See what jumps out for Jacob Eason. Though he's got a really good throw velocity, I'll say that. 90th percentile throw velocity, that's good. Nothing else is really jumping off the page. 6'6", 231, big dude. 4-star recruit, drafted in the 4th round, so not terrible, out of Washington. You know, not a great completion percentage in college. Not very mobile, runs a 4.89, so he's not going to be super athletic. But he's going to rely on his protection rate in Indianapolis, and with that throw velocity, he could certainly hit Michael Pittman Jr. or Paris Campbell or T.Y. Hilton on deep and intermediate routes. So we could see a really nice yards per reception, yards per completion there from him. If he gets a starting opportunity, he's definitely going to be gunslinging it. So there you go. All right, let's get through one more in this mail day, and then we'll cut it here, and then we'll be back again tomorrow. Ooh, and there's just let's finish off with this. Another little Darrell Henderson pickup. I think I grabbed 4 or 5 of his cards when the news, because, you know, market size, running back hype. You know, he's got the skill level and the age. He's only a 2019 rookie. He's definitely going to get the opportunity on the field, and he can break some tackles. He can make some moves. He can make some splash plays. I just don't think he's going to be their bell cow. He's not going to get the Christian McCaffrey workload that some people may have thought. But when you could pick these up for super cheap, $10 or under, and nice, I love the little disco look to this card. I could easily flip this for double, triple my money here as the season kicks off. I think it's a nice card. I mean, really nice card. This is SP on SP. Definitely SP. So there we go. Right there. All right, guys. So hope you guys enjoyed this mail day. Thank you again for all your likes, comments, your shares, sharing the word about what we do on the quest. Let's give you a zoom out, give you a full scope on all this mail day right here. Let's check it out. We got the Darrell Hendersons, got the bonus Darrington Evans, more Darrell Henderson there. Actually, 4 Darrell Henderson. I think that's all my Darrell Hendersons. But man, check out this Select Certified haul from today. Select Certified Silver. Boom! Look at that. 6 beautiful opportunities there from Select Certified Silver. Love that. And then a field level silver Zach Moss and a base field level DeAndre Swift. So definitely glad we opened this before submitting, because some of these. So this Justin Jefferson, this J.K. Dobbins, this T. Higgins, and this Jacob Eason. I think I all want to include each one of these in the submission. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. Maybe, yeah. So I'm going to leave it there, y'all. Hope you guys have a great Wednesday. I'll see you real soon in that next video. Peace. Man, dude. There's nothing worse than recording a whole segment and you didn't have the right audio input selected, and therefore it was recording through this crappy microphone in this camera right here and not the somewhat less crappy microphone right here. Actually, it's a lot less crappy than that microphone, but still, we're definitely going to get an upgrade around here. But anyways, get the thumbnail rolling. Boom, 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 boom. I want to, continue to really dig in deep on specific teams. But I just thought this very interesting list of who's who coaches that have the best odds to win Coach of the Year, and correlating that with, guys on those teams to look at stacking, because the coach is going to bring out the best play from those players, and we could see increased efficiency, increased productivity, which leads to increased highlight reels and production on the field, which is going to lead to an increased demand for those players' rookie cards. Man, I love this little insert from the select set here. So boom, there it is. I love how that player pops on these cards, and they look really nice cards, man. Really nice cards. Let's see. Funk is being searched up big time right now. Trending players. Jacob Eason. Where'd you get those, Eason?